Go! So it's all... Mic is hot? Is the mic working?
Talk.
Hello?
Talk.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Mic. Okay, sick. Hi all. What's the meaning of life? That's a wonderful question. Honestly, I think ChatGPT is better for that. Honestly, I'm not that... what's the word I'm looking for? Not that very abstract. Yeah, the mic is fine. Anyone saying otherwise is a liar. Yeah, I'm just anxious. Hello, hi y'all. Yeah, mic works. Love and happiness. That's a valid answer. Someone said put the volume up. Oh, that's like peaked out. So, Lemai Zadats, glad to hear that. I realized I probably should grab the build. It's over here. Why is that mug empty? Because it's for the hydrate yourself thing. I don't know if I can see that now. We have a weird chat setup. Could you bring or extend the chat downward on the top right? Nope, not that. The actual chat that I see. Yeah. Hey, just put it 50-50, please. Hey, that's perfect. Could you scroll down on Instagram, please? Thank you. Sorry, I feel like I sound like an a-hole. You look dehydrated. Yeah, I appreciate that, fam. I do need to drink more water, though, seriously. Wow, where did he go? LOL. Yeah, I went to grab the, build, which, we're starting off with a B850 Matt's Gaming from Asus. I like this board. This is... So, I don't know if I have the paperwork here. Yeah, this is... Yeah, this is a customer's custom order. I would doubt they're a viewer, but... I'll have to send them the VOD. That'd be cool. Yo, hand pink waving YouTube glasses, purple, yellow, diamond, hands yellow, heart red. Good to see that. I need to add memory and storage. Yeah, that's an expensive upgrade at the moment, unfortunately. Memory and storage is unbelievably expensive thanks to AI. It's wonderful, all the nans and stuff. Where did the trash can go? Oh, it's over here. Ask me anything. If you're a pasta, what shape would you be? I would be a noodle. It's like you teleported. I'm assuming that's from when I walked off cam. Huh.
We are live. Everybody say hi. Come ask our builder anything.
Hi there.
Literally anything.
There we go. One for the Instagram story, I assume. Alright, sick. How is everyone this wonderful... I think it's yeah, it's a Friday. TGIF. Let's see. I just realized I didn't grab the drill I like for installing SSDs, which this customer got just one SSD. Well, two SSDs actually, but one is only M.2. It needs a screwdriver to install. The other one does too as well, I guess, but you know. Ready to go home. God bless. Feel that. This has been a long week, and I don't know why. Got used to the holidays. Yo! Topstrav or T-Topstrav? I'm still not 100% sure how to say your username. It's good to see you. How's it going with the, Sorry to hear it's been a long week. Yeah, but the good news is it's Friday today. I almost forgot which day was Friday. How's it been going with the Black Friday PC that you won? Want a story update on that? Selling, so 2 terabytes of storage. And then, okay, T-top strap. Glad that I got it right. Hi there, Matthew Chang.vo on Instagram. Not sure how to say that, 2917. A lot of people joined on Instagram chat, it's kind of neat. How many people come through. So, in this build, we got how many gigs of storage here? Got 32 gigs, or sorry, not storage, RAM. 32 gigs of RAM. Perfect for gaming and a lot of other stuff. I think 32 is the sweet spot. 16 is perfectly good, in my opinion, but like, it's about to get not enough eventually. It finally shipped, called Wednesday, and thankfully the customer service guy was able to get a hold of Josh. We'll be here Sunday according to FedEx. That's really good to hear. Got a 7700X in here, 8 cores, 5.5 gigahertz if I remember properly. I know for sure it's 8 cores, but I might be 100 or 200 megahertz off on the gigahertz clock speed. But I'm very glad to hear that you're getting your PC. It's been a long time coming. But drink stream. Oh, yeah, we're doing a different Twitch setup. So I don't know if I can see the hydrate yourself notifications, but I got some water here. I'm very excited. I'm glad to hear that. I'd assume. Sorry to ask, but any active PC giveaways? No, don't be sorry to ask. I don't know. The way you check is on the Instagram. We will be advertising any giveaways we do like crazy. So if you follow the Instagram, I know I kind of sound like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Sell out, like, oh, follow the Instagram. But I don't have Instagram. I kind of stay away from social media stuff, personally. Ended up just using it way too often. So I'm not too sure on when giveaways are. I don't know if we're doing one right now, but that's the best way to know is through Instagram. Last update was at 6:50 a.m. your time. There was Des Moines in Des Moines, Iowa. I redeemed one earlier when I said you look dehydrated. Yeah, sorry, fam. If anyone redeems, we'll have an honor system here. If anyone redeems, hydrate yourself. Just let me know. The honor system. Title challenge expected. Title challenge accepted. What is the purpose of meaning? The purpose of meaning is to give meaning to explanation of the purpose of things. If we did not have meaning, then there would be no purpose, thus no way to define the things and stuff. Or maybe there is no meaning. Or maybe it's all subjective. Or maybe the true meaning is to buy Zydax PCs. Jokes aside, though. I wish I could be more abstract. It's more fun, but... Oh, okay, this customer did indeed get 5 total terabytes of storage so far. I need to go over the paperwork again, but it's always kind of strange. Or like, I typically double check all parts for customer orders just to make sure. And I just check the paperwork. But I'm always nervous doing that on stream, because sometimes they have like small customer details, and I am a huge privacy person. Like, Privacy is something that is a right, so I don't like the chance of stream being able to see literally anything. So I'm gonna just double check once I'm done with this. Demonis, lol. No S at the end. Oh, Demone. Geez, that's a lot of storage. Whole lot of storage. Indeed. Hey, how are you, bro? I'm doing well. It's Friday. I'm glad that it's Friday. How are you this wonderful Friday? It's Friday, yay. Does it snow a lot in Utah? Typically, yes. But we got, I think, to memory, the first tiny little bit of snowfall last night. It's insane. Normally we get a ton of snow. You know, it's Utah, known for skiing and stuff like that. But almost no snow this year. It is absurd. Geez, not until last night? Yeah, if I remember correctly. I can't remember any other snowfall. Me and my friend were just sitting out on the porch on Christmas Eve. Just like, man, this is nice. Before we both realized, hey, this is Christmas Eve. And we're just sitting on the porch. Because it's like, it felt like fall. It was absurd. Solo leveling PC was a good, solo leveling PC was a good idea for sure. I'm not too familiar. Is that a SKU we sell? I feel like that's... Is that a Starforge SKU? I'm not super familiar with other OEMs. Shockingly, I don't work for all of them, but... whether it's a Zydax or Starforge PC, either way, I'm happy if you're happy with your PC. But, you know, of course I'm going to recommend Zydax because I work here, but I genuinely love our QC process. Like, quality control is a huge thing, and I'm very proud that our stuff is good. No snow in Utah, no snow in my part of Canada. It's kind of nice. No snow in your part of Canada. What part of Canada is that, if I may ask? I'm not super familiar with any of the Canadian territories. I feel like it's called something else. Provinces, I think. I don't know. I can barely remember where the heck most states are on a map anyway. I'm American, so. Let's see. Just installing the mounting hardware for AMD here. Got a 240mm liquid cooler. And then they also got, I'm very excited to mess with, they got custom sleeving. Pink sleeving, so it's gonna be very fun. Zydax 240mm AIO, indeed. I forgot thermal paste. Yeah, it was fun because they started stream without much warning for me, so I just had to run and grab all my stuff. So if anyone's watching, please grab, get me some thermal paste. Till then, I'm gonna, if it gets desperate enough, I'll just run and get thermal paste myself, but I don't want to leave everyone waiting. No snow in India, too. I don't know if India's really known for its snow. I'm not super familiar with India, unfortunately. I don't know a lot about most other countries, but it's like, at the same time, how do I just learn about general knowledge? But does it normally snow in India? I don't know. West Coast. We are provinces and territories. Okay. They hit you with a surprise stream. Yeah, no. And it was on the starting soon screen for a minute, and I'm always afraid of people getting the notification, clicking, and then seeing the starting soon. And they click off, and then I just want to have as much interaction with chat as possible, because I just love talking to chat. We got a lot of rain in LA over the past few weeks. Yeah, that's super bizarre to hear of rain in the middle of January at all. but does it snow in LA a lot? Because I know LA is like warm. Had a decent amount of rain over the winter. Same here in Utah. Well, actually, I feel like it rained a lot. Utah has, I don't know if it's common elsewhere, but in Utah we have the inversion and whatnot. So the skies are always like just gray, and it looks like an industrial, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like dystopian world. If anyone at Zydats is watching stream, by the way, I need thermal paste, please. Because I don't know if anyone's watching now, but just up in the mountains. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how Utah's snow is in the mountains. They're still pretty white, so I'd assume we got decent snowfall. Yeah, you're right, I was just joking. Okay, yeah. I need to learn more. I like learning. 9070 non-XT, yes. So the 9070, it's a fun card. I like it. I have not personally messed with one too much. We don't get them super often. Because, like, just for whatever reason. But what I like about the 9070 non-XT is it's just insanely power efficient compared to almost every other modern card right now. Just out of the box, it's insanely efficient. But I'm sure you can tune like a 5090 to be super efficient as well, but then you'd just be lowering the power limit to make it more efficient, so you'd be losing FPS, and why would you buy a 5090 if you're not going to squeeze all the performance? But yeah, the 9070 is great for efficiency though, which I really like. 7 fans. Oh yeah, I guess 9 if you count the AIO fans. There should be 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, and there's a 10th right here. My desk isn't very organized. I'm not used to streaming on this desk, and it does kind of get messy. But you know, which PC game do you like the most? Weirdly enough, I've been playing Risk of Rain 2. That's not really a PC game per se, but I've been playing it and enjoying it a lot more recently, which is just kind of strange, just a random game for me to enjoy. Less risk on the 12-volt high power, I think. Yeah, lowering the power target would help with risk on the 12-volt high power. My card has a 12-volt high power, and my card is running at about 400 watts right now. I got the 9070 XT, though I intend to do some BIOS mods to it, so I can get it up to 500 watts, because that's what the VRM on it allows. But yeah, I don't know what the odds are on 12-volt high power melting. But it is covered under warranty though, so yeah. But I feel like I see a lot of posts about it, but it's like, real world, how often does it really happen, you know? I didn't see the 10th because of the bag wall. Yeah. Wait, so will my 9070 XT Steel Legend have that cord? No. Your 9070 XT Steel Legend uses 2 PCIe 8-pin connectors. So you will not ever have to worry about anything of that sort. Let's see, where did... Oh, I need to grab... I swear I grabbed some. Oh, it's over here. Yeah, the customer also has ordered an LED strip for additional RGB, which is always fun. But we like to add our own tape over the tape that they include on these strips. I have a funny story about this double-sided tape we have. It's pretty tough like really strong, but I underestimated how strong, because someone in the company needed a way to hold down an SSD for this little hub they got for their phone, so they could use a desktop SSD on their phone. And I was like, oh, if you're gonna hold it down, might as well use double-sided tape. Huge mistake on my part, and I feel really bad about it. Yeah, this tape is like really strong, and it's, if you want to remove it, like, it's not that bad, but when it was, the way it was taped down on that SSD, which we never do anything like that on customer stuff, ever. That was just a quick solution because random BS.
Shake it before, because you
What?
filled it up with more, but I shook it a ton the whole way here, just maybe
What?
shake it a little bit more on the way
Who
down.
said to shake it?
Who's that? Are you messing with me?
Yeah, I think so.
He filled it up with something.
Oh wait, he filled it up?
Yeah.
Oh. You know, thank you, I appreciate it. Never mind, there is a reason he said that then. Okay. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, anyway. Yeah, this tape is just absurdly strong and will last a long time, but I've done debuilds for PCs that customers, like, we built, but then customers cancel the order for whatever reason, so they have to be taken apart. And I can get this off of the LED tape, but just a funny story about that. The SSD that I taped down that one time. OG Xbox versus PS2. I have some bad news. I don't know. I'd say OG Xbox, because I've had the most experience with that at, like, a friend's house a few times. But I've never messed with the PS2. Yo, where Aspen at? I don't know who that is. I feel like I've heard their name a couple times, but I'm not 100% sure who they are. What brand of thermal paste do you use? So, funny thing, this is out of a Cooler Master tube. This is not Cooler Master stuff that I just applied here. It's just, they needed a way to do thermal paste, so we emptied a tube. So all the air coolers come with it, but the paste we always use is the, I'm trying to remember what it was called. The it's Thermal Hero Neo or something, but it's really good stuff. Like, absurdly good. And it comes in these giant gun things. Is this a white build? Yes, white and pink. So I'm very excited for how it's gonna look. The GPU is black though, but that should be fine. Because there's like black accents anyway, so it should look good. And I like it. Yeah, I'm excited to see how it'll turn out. But let's see. What games did the OG or not OG PS2? That is indeed an Ask Me Anything. Crazy story. It's Ask Me Anything, not necessarily that I'll answer. I don't think. I'm not gonna say that aloud, and I see her on Twitter or X. Oh, instead of Twitch, so I don't think anyone's gonna see that question, unless they explicitly check. But you won the prompt, fam. And I'm just cutting all the cables, you know, snip, snip. Just have to remove all the ties here. No, we see it on the stream. Oh, that's wonderful news. Wow. Now, okay, got all this taken care of. I wonder what power supply did they get? 750 watts. Crazy story. I love non-modular. I am one of the, like, with how often I personally build PCs, crazy story, I build like 10 a day. I have grown to love non-modular. Can I join on camera so you can help with my the PC screen on my case? Oh, did you? I cannot, unfortunately. Did you get one of the Zen screens cases that we offer? Oh, what does modular and non-modular mean? Yeah, I forget that, like, there are terms that are just not commonly known, but I just know when I forget. So I appreciate questions like that. Keeps me in touch. So power supplies like this one, all the cables are connected. You can't remove them or anything. They're all attached. Modular means that you can remove the cables or whatever and add the cables, just the cables you need. Hypothetically, it makes cable management easier. Realistically, in my opinion, it does not. And also, it adds the risk of losing cables. However, if you do order a modular power supply, which all our higher wattage ones are because it is seen as a premium feature, we will include all the extra cables. So if you ever upgrade yourself in the future or do anything with your PC, you'll still have all the tools to use your computer, you know? But I prefer non-modular. All the cables stay in a bunch, or like in this one area instead of just kind of out, and it just makes bunching up cables at the end, making everything look nice, way easier. Which, yeah, I just prefer that a lot. We don't see the Instagram chat though. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's right, I need to check Instagram. Yes, you do have a Zen screen. So, that's not a question for me, unfortunately. There should be a manual for it in the goodie bag we ship. If there is not, please contact our customer support. They will help you through it. If you still can't figure out with the manual, just contact our customer support. It's good to ask questions to support. Modular means, yeah. So is your 850 watt PSU modular? Funny story, the 850 watt power supply that we offer is semi-modular, which means that the cables that you will always need, such as EPS, which is for the CPU power up here, and the 24 pin, which is on the side here. I don't know if you can see it super well. Yeah, 24 pin right here, and then EPS is over here. Those are pre-connected, but everything else, like the GPU connectors, those are all semi-modular, along with the SATA cable. Hi there, YouTube chat. Okay, so I need to grab the case. All the way over here for some reason. Oh, okay, that made sense. Yeah. It's nice too, though. All the power supplies we offer are 80 plus gold. I'm yet to see one that is not 80 plus gold. So that's always a good standard to have for the quality power supply. And I will always advocate for getting a good power supply. Because getting a bad power supply just jeopardizes all your other parts. And that's why at Zydex we use good power supplies. So, you know, customers' PCs don't have issues. Let's see. Right here we got the... Wait, where did I put the goodie bag? Over here. Do a flip. I got you, Brent. That's good to hear. You can do a flip. I cannot. Maybe instead of a hot tub stream, if one day we had a trampoline stream, maybe, but, you know. I'm not sure. Not sure if you're giving me or Brent the middle finger there. I'd assume me, but you know, fair. Don't worry, I'll get there one day. I'll do a flip one day. I pinky promise. Should you always have to get the last gen of processors to have a decent CPU nowadays to use it for gaming? That's a very interesting question. So here at Xidax, we always sell, not always. So I know we sell both 14th gen, so Intel's last gen, and Core Ultra. And then we also sell 7600s, and this one's a 7700, I think. Might have been a 9700. I should have paid attention better. But we always sell new gen stuff. But if you're buying used, like gaming, I was gaming on a very old, it was a 3960X from Intel, or an i7 3960X Extreme Edition. Super old CPU, and I used to play a ton of games on that forever. But then I upgraded. Moral of the story, it's good to have a good CPU, but GPU is way more important when going for budget builds. Honestly, like AMD, like 5000 series is a really good value option for like gaming on a budget, or as a cheap processor like for gaming. I had a friend for a while who was on a R5 2600, which is pretty old, and she was very happy with that CPU. And yeah, honestly, CPU isn't super duper important unless you're going high end. But in terms of budget, it's not the part you should be focusing on. That's more for GPU. Is PCIe lane still something to worry about? M.2's dropping the primary slot to 8x on motherboards. Yes and no. So this board right here, I don't think does it. There's a very cool website. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Hold on, let me pull it up real fast. Some boards do have an issue with that. It's called... let me pull it up. My phone's kind of slow. It always makes me feel like a senior citizen, because I always end up like tapping it as if that's not help. Mobomaps.com. It shows PCIe laning. It's super great. It's a tool that we use sometimes for the ETS870E Crosshair and Z890 Hero, because those are all PCIe Gen 5, so you can't have too much stuff connected to those without dropping some lanes in allocation. But yeah, I love that board. I have one of those boards. And honestly, for like GPU, dropping to 8 lanes does almost nothing in terms of performance. It's very rare that it's even measurable, and it is definitely not noticeable by standard, or by just like looking at it, you know? What case is this in? This is going, oh, hello there. What case is this in? This is going in, that's not the flip you wanted, question mark. Okay, I get it. But it's in a Tenrai, sorry. I just ADHD'd like 4 times in a row. That's insane. Just a lot of things on chat. Okay, yeah, I get the flip joke now. I can appreciate that. I should have gotten that sooner. Yeah, this is in the Tenrai. Ask him why he prefers 4 sticks of RAM over 2. No! No! I can see you, that's you, Josue. I hate 4 sticks of RAM. That's something I'm always personally against. Because you can order it at Xidax, and we'll get it to you, but like, it's a pain in the ass getting 4 sticks stable with Expo on. It's always a pain. Oh, can I get a close-up? I want to preview all. Yeah, in a sec here. But yeah, no. 4 sticks of RAM is just difficult to configure right, and it's a little more inconsistent. Doesn't DDR5 not support 4 sticks? It does. The boards support it, but it just tanks, like, overclocking potential. If you're, like, a memory overclocker like me, and, like, just always get 2 stits of RAM if you can. Yeah, this is our Tenrai case. I like this case a lot. It's a very pretty case, and also, a feature I love is a fish tank. So it's designed to go on your desk, so you can, look at it. And so it has the I/O down here, like all the USB ports and power buttons. So if it's sitting on your desk to your right, then you can just plug in the USBs there. You don't have to like stand up and like plug it in on the top like most other cases. So I really like that feature. Hello. Oh, yeah. Had a Bros away. I like that tab. Anyway. Let's see. And then I'm gonna probably install some of the fans first. I have a super different and interesting method for the Tenrai than I do any other case. It's not like an interesting method, it's just kind of weird. But let's see. SSD. I need SSD screws. Oh, I'm gonna need all the screws. It's very rare. Most of the time, I just end up tossing or storing most of the screws. Why does having extra cores make the 9950X 3D worse for gaming than the 9800X 3D? That's a beautiful question. So they are equal in gaming. It's margin of error in testing, and they are literally the exact same in gaming. The only chip where it's different, where it's worse for gaming to be on the 50X 3D is or 950X 3D is the 7950X 3D. But oh, okay, no, my bad. No. It's just that people say that for some reason, that the 9800X 3D is better, and I think people are just used to last gen. But so the way it works is Edge 3D is extra cache, which is practically just RAM built onto the CPU. It's 128 megabytes, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or 104. But that cache on the CPU helps a ton with gaming performance, very specifically. But it does decrease the gigahertz for quite a few reasons that I won't get into because they're not important. So it makes them worse, like those cores become worse for like a lot of productivity tasks. But for gaming, it's nutty. They absolutely dominate in gaming. But the 9950X 3D is designed for both gaming and content creation or productivity tasks. So they'll have 8 cores with the 3D V cache and then 8 cores without it. And you'll use all of 16 of the cores while doing productivity stuff, but while gaming, is better just to have those 8 cores with 3D V cache activated. When you open a game, it will deactivate the other 8 cores. It's a whole thing with how memory allocation works, and how if you have all the RAM, the cache on the first chip, but then the second chip wants data from the first chip, then it has to travel, and it's a whole thing, and it causes huge stuttering issues, so it's better just to have 8 cores activated while gaming. So that's why the 9800X 3D and 9950X 3D are the exact same in gaming. I do find the 9950X 3D has one weird thing where it says it runs at higher gigahertz, which it does, but on the non-X 3D cores. It runs the exact same as the 9800X 3D, despite being advertised as having higher gigahertz. But in productivity, it is way better, like more than twice as good than the 9800X 3D. So it's just a chip meant for people who game and do work and play. Confusing, but you explained it very well. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm always worried about trying to explain it because it's a whole thing. And according to rumor, I don't know for sure anything, but according to rumor, AMD is releasing the 9950X 3D 2, where both chips have Edge 3D, but I don't understand why you would do that, because like the way the cache works and the reason AMD said, and like you can do testing on it yourself, like the way the cache works, it shouldn't be able to use both, even though if all cores have the cache, because they're separate chips, so it's like, why would you do that? But according to rumor, they're making that, and I don't know why or how, so it's super confusing. And it's just a whole topic that confuses the life out of me. Specifically the 9950S3D too. And it's just difficult to explain the whole thing, and it's annoying. Because they're chips that are selling like crazy. So many people are buying them. They're insane for gaming. But then people just don't understand like why they work like they do. And like, it's not the customer's fault. It's just insanely difficult to explain at all. And it's just a whole thing. But so is a 9800S3D a bin to 9950S3D with some cores disabled, or did it make it? No. So that's, boy, more confusing part. That's what makes AMD so affordable compared to Intel. Is because while you're making silicon, you bin the chip. All right. So, like on an Intel chip, you have like 14900K, a monolithic die. If there's an error during the silicon process, which there are a lot of, then a couple cores will get disabled, bringing it down to like 20 cores, let's say. So then that goes from an i9 to i7, or to an i5, or to an i3. Where AMD, their method is that they have smaller silicon pieces, and they'll just stick them together. So they're on like a 9950S3D, there are 3 chips. The I/O die, which manages all the I/O. So that would be like PCIe lanes, that manages your RAM, it has your iGPU on it, and that's what the I/O die is at the top. Then, at the bottom, you have either 1 or 2 cores. On the 99 and like R9s, have 2. They have 2 chips. But on like R7 and lower, they only have 1. And each one of those chips can have up to 8 cores. So, a 9800S3D and 9950S3D. A 9950S3D is literally just a 9800S3D, but they stick 2 more cores, or 1 more chip on there to increase the core count from 8 to 16, which is just why AMD is so affordable compared to Intel, why they are so competitive. And now Intel is also moving over to that chiplet philosophy with Core Ultra. And so, and that's the reason why AMD is so weird with only being able to use 8 cores or whatever at a time, is because to have them glued together, it uses a technology they called Infinity Fabric, which in gaming does cause stuttering if it uses all the cores, and the cores have to talk to each other. So that's why for the 9800S3D and whatnot, they only have a couple cores. Okay, has anyone been able to boost those S3D mobile, boost those S3D mobos to purified to S3D, wait, what? Anyone been able to? Oh, okay, I see what you mean. No, I haven't been able to test those. I'm sure there's independent testing you can find on YouTube, though. So it's a 9800S3D2. No, it is not. It's because the 9800S3D2 doesn't exist. That would be if it's rumored to exist, which they're calling it the 9950S3D2, apparently, according to rumor. But the 9950S3D is one 9800S3D and one 9700X, pretty much. Except the 9700X they stick on there has been to run at 5.7 gigahertz instead of 5.5, if I'm not mistaken. So, I love explaining chips. I worded that wrong, my bad. Like, has anyone been able to test how much of a boost they provide? Sorry, I'm dumb. Nah, you're not dumb. Dude, I'm bad at reading. And what the hell? Guys, check this out. I don't know if you can see. I want to hold it uncomfortably close to the camera here. I got a screw. Oh, there's no lighting. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I just got a screw that has no threading on it. It's just a stud. I'm gonna keep that. I haven't seen that before. And I get a lot of screws, so that's very rare. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, those boards though. I can almost guarantee they have no effect that you couldn't just manually do yourself. Like Asus is advertising their AI boost feature, or their AI cache boost on their motherboards, but you can manually do it yourself on any motherboard. It literally, if I'm not mistaken, it just sets the Infinity Fabric to run at 2100 megahertz. So you can manually set a lot of stuff, but I'm not sure what it changes on those. But yeah, and then you can always learn what's it called? PBO, which is like AMD's like overclocking thing, but you can manually tune it to help with gaming performance quite a bit. And there's like a feature called Curve Shaper, which is super cool, but really complicated and hard to talk about. Or not hard to talk about, it's just a lot to get into right now, so. But yeah, I would assume that it's nothing that you couldn't do yourself, but I'm sure it does help performance. I'd be surprised if it didn't, but let's see. Reset. And power LED minus. Will I have to enable Expo for your guys' RAM states? No, we enable it by default. We take care of it. And so, in terms of Expo, I think that's what it is. It's EXPO, but it's also XMP, but it's also called DOCP. And it just depends on the context. And it's all the exact same thing. Just auto-loaded memory overclocks from the factory to free to set yourself that are just automatic, but nah. When we send RAM kits out, we will send them with XMP enabled unless there are very specific circumstances that will like not happen very often. It does happen, but I mean, it's a whole thing. It's a complicated topic that doesn't really matter. Oh, is FSR4 an app like NVIDIA uses? So FSR4 is not really an app as much as it is just a feature. So the way it works is FSR is the equivalent of, is the AMD equivalent of DLSS. And what DLSS and FSR do is on FSR4 and DLSS2, it will render the game at a lower pixel count, so a low resolution, and that saves a lot of computational power and boosts frame rates. But then it will use AI to upscale the image to a higher image quality. So it just boosts FPS using AI, which is kind of neat. I'm not a very big AI bro or whatever, but I've worked with FSR and DLSS, and they are pretty neat. In the case of like DLSS 4 and DLSS 4.5 that they're advertising, those don't just lower or render at a low frame or render at a low resolution and then boost it up. What it does is it will AI generate frames, and a whole lot of them. The person in Instagram chat, I believe I'm gonna be quoting that later. It's really funny. Me neither, but I feel like DLSS and FSR4 is an acceptable use of AI. I think it is, in the proper situation. I have my grievances with DLSS. And FSR4, where, what did they say, lol? I don't know if I'll say it, I don't think my higher ups would appreciate me saying such a thing as a Zydats rep. But the thing I don't like about DLSS and FSR is I feel like personally it should be used to breathe life into older stuff. But of course that's not gonna sell, so they just throw it on their only newer stuff. Which, I don't know. I feel like it should be on their older stuff. Like, sometimes it can't be just because of computational limits, but there are other times where it's been proven it can be. But it's a whole thing. However, if you do want to breathe life into an older card, a very neat software that I've tested a little bit on, but I don't really use it that much, obviously, as I have an overkill system, so I don't really need AI upscaling, is called Lossless Scaling. And it's on Steam, and it's $7, and it just lets you use features like that on any card. And it allows for multi-GPU support. Like, let's say you have an old GPU and an older GPU. You can use the older GPU to run the AI language model for upscaling and have the other card render the game. And it is seriously impressive what it is able to do. A good video on the subject is Gamers Nexus has a video on it, along with Linus Tech Tips. But if you want to breathe life into an older system, check out Lossless Scaling. It's pretty neat stuff. But for $7, it's a good value. But that's where I like AI. They're allowing 4.5 to work on older GPUs, 20 and 30 series. But it lowers the FPS, so it's kind of, well, it increases the FPS and then just, or decreases the FPS, then multiplies it, so it's good. I don't know. Okay, that's cool. I'm glad that they're running 20, 30, and 40 series. That's good to hear. I did not know that was a thing. When should I use FSSR, and which model should I use with my 9070 XTX? I believe you have a 7900 XTX, and that's like a little bit faster than a 4080, so you really don't need anything of that sort. But when your frame rate too low on big resolution, try it. That's when you should use it. Oh, okay, you feel like they're doing that because, oh, I forgot! They're making 3060s again! I heard about that. I feel like with AMD coming out with another STX card is going to be insane. I really hope so. Yeah, I love just overclocking, and bigger cards are very fun to overclock. So, and I don't really want to overclock a 5090 because their whole thing with the 12 volt high power just kind of hard limits it at 600 watts, which a lot of the fun is, for me personally, is just like soldering to a GPU to trick it into drawing infinite power, which is not good on a cable like that. So AMD is a lot more fun to overclock in my opinion. But I really hope they come out with a big high-end card, because mine is a 9070 XT, which is a really good card, but relatively, it's mid-tier. Technically, it's high mid-tier. It's way overkill for what I do. I love that card, but it's not the most insane, crazy power draw overclocking card. But I've gotten a lot of good benefit out of overclocking my card, just it's not the most fun to overclock per se. It's actually 69420 STX. Ah, got a leaker in chat. Thanks, Josue. What is the difference between ST and STX? It is just an upgraded version, pretty much. But there are no STX for 90 series. AMD said that they are no longer making flagship high-end cards, but 7900 STX, you're right. When should I use the FSRs? And why would I? Just do it when your FPS is low, bro. Which shouldn't really happen on your card. But that's when FSR is good. If frame rate low and you want more frame rate. It's like the 90 of NVIDIA series, I think. Yeah, indeed it is. Did you test limits gaming? It's now possible through Proton. Yeah, I did for a while. Back when I had a 3070, I tried swapping to Linux, but I kind of swapped back to Windows. I'm just like, I want to move to Linux really bad, personally. I just like being as bare bones as possible. Nothing wrong, well, nothing wrong with using Windows, but I do have a couple grievances with a couple things recently. But, yeah, I'm just on Windows still, and I probably will be for a very long time. But I've not really done any personal testing outside of playing some... What was the game? The Finals. I played a lot of the Finals on Linux for a while, but... And it was good, it was fine. Proton was cool. What if I want my graphics to look hecka decka cool? Crank up the ray tracing in FSR, bro. Does the 7900 XT having 24 gigs of VRAM make it better than the 9070 XT only having 16 gigs of VRAM? The answer to that is sometimes. The 9070 XT does win in benchmarks a lot of the time. There are some benchmarks it loses, but 16 gigs of VRAM is more than enough for gaming at the moment, and 24 is kind of overkill. I have both a 7900 XTX and a 9070 XT, and I haven't really used the 7900 XTX much, because I just prefer my 7900 XT, or 9070 XT. And honestly, the 7900 XTX is an absurdly fun card to overclock, apparently. I just realized the customer ordered sleeving. I'm gonna have to undo a lot of my work. Darn it. I forgot about the sleeving. Anyway, where was I at? Oh yeah, that's right. So, but in terms of gaming potential, 24 gigs of VRAM and 16 are practically the same a lot of the time. Is the 7900 XTX considered old gen, so it doesn't get FSR 4? Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, don't be sorry for asking questions. I love answering questions. And I appreciate being asked questions. So, but, yeah, it's considered old gen, and I do not think it will... I know people have proven it can run FSR 4, but I don't believe AMD is bringing native support to FSR 4 on the 7900 XTX. But it is considered last gen. But the 7900 XTX as well is super power inefficient compared to like the 9070 XT. So, all right. Just gotta make this cabling look extra nice, because it is pretty. I always try to make cabling look nice, but when it's like this rigid cable, I always have to put extra effort into it, because if I don't, then it ends up looking really bad. And then what's the point of making nice cabling, or getting nice cabling, and then making it look bad? So I just have to... Ooh, I don't think I've done sleeve cabling on this case before, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to do this here. I guess I can... Let's see. Time to get a little experimental with cable management. 9070 XT GDDR6 compared to GDDR7. Does that make a difference? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Realistically, no. My 9070 XT can actually trade hands with the 5080, but that's mine with an overclock. And it makes a difference. Not really at all, I guess. Like, it does, but it doesn't. It's not a relevant factor. What matters is you look at benchmarks and of one card versus another, and then you choose what performs better at your price point and what you want to play. But it doesn't really make a huge difference, or like a difference that is relevant to know of. Just benchmarks are what matter. What if I want to create a new... You're creating... What? Oh yeah, the top of the glass is angled. Oh yeah, this is angled right here. I remember you mentioned that earlier, sorry. Hello, I have a question. Do you see a lot of orders for mini or small SFF PCs going into 26? her mid-tower is selling compared to mini. Has it been a big change? A lot of people are seeming more open to them. No. There are very few small form factor PCs that come through. I've only ever done 2. One ITX and then one micro ITX, and I've been here 7 months on the day actually. And but if you talk to our salespeople on the Zydax website, you can indeed custom order an ITX PC. But yeah, no, there have been very few, which is kind of surprising to me. Because yeah, small form factor is cool. I like it. Do the paint sleeves light up? What color do they turn? They are pink. It's fabric, not RGB, Josue. I think you know this. You work here. How do I pull the glass off so I know when I have to open it up and remove the packing and plug in the GPU? Funny thing, this GPU has the exact same kind of... Oh shoot, I have the radiator right here. It has the same cable system as yours. So on this case, when you get yours, the glass will be installed like this. There's this little latch here. You literally just push it out. It's not very hard. It's pretty easy. And just at a weird angle, you just pull it out, and it comes off. It's super nice. It's toolless. It's easy, and yeah. I just looked. DLSS 4.5 does work only on ray reconstruction and super resolution, but not the frame gem. I have a 3090 cool card, so I'm not super sure if it's the same for 20 series, but I can only assume it's the same. Huh, that's kind of neat. Kind of neat. I'm glad NVIDIA's bringing it to older cards. That's good to see. Let's see. I don't like how loose this cable is here. There we go. There's a zip tie. Yeah, 3090 badass card, by the way. Make them light up. Oh, if I could. If I could just make anything RGB that I touch. Oh, okay, that was easy. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Not too much effort. Then I always feel weird getting experimental. Whenever there's a new case or new scenario that I haven't really messed with or seen before. So, but I just want to make it look pretty. That's the case I have. I love it. Yeah, I love the. I thought you had an Onami. Huh. That's the case I got from you guys. Only black instead of the white. Oh yeah, with the giveaway. I thought you had a. Yeah, I thought you had a Onami for some reason. It's a great card, but it's bottlenecked by my 10900K, lol. Another cool CPU, 10 cores, at 5 point... how many gigahertz was it? Was it just 5 gigahertz or 5.1 or 5.2? I know it's 10 cores, but it's funny that the 10900K beats the 11900K in a lot of scenarios. I always found that kind of funny. Yeah, I like the 10900K fun chip. No, I had a different one that looked like the Zen, but I got the Tenrai for my birthday. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. It looked like the Zen. I think I know which one it is. Okay. Isn't that the one that had the cool cube/orb looking box? 5.3 gigahertz. Okay. The cool cube/orb looking box. I'm not 100%. Are you talking about the Onami? Cause. Oh shoot! I'm gonna really have to get experimental with my cable management here. Shoot. Okay. I might have to start over. What time is it? 3:30. I got time. Cause I just realized. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of out of the ordinary stuff, so I'm gonna have to reroute a lot of the ways I place things here. I'm gonna. Okay. Bizarre scenario, but I'm learning from the scenario. I enjoy learning, so not too bad of a detriment. I'm gonna have to re-cable manage a lot of this stuff, though. No, the CPU. Oh! Yeah, that was the, no, that was the 9900K. That thing had a badass box. I loved that thing. It was very fun. I forgot about that. I think that was the 9900K. Yeah, okay. That had a fun box. Now I remember. Okay. The 9900K, 5 gigahertz, 8 cores. Hello, Josue. Yo. Eyes closed but off. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure it's the 9900K. The 10900K bots look kind of cool. Or still look kind of cool. I don't remember the 10900K bots. Could you look that up for me, pretty please?
10900K bots?
Just, yeah, packaging. Or, yeah. I remember the 11900K had a kind of a strange, like, weird box. Hello, King Bros way off screen. They're saying hello.
You don't know me. I don't know what you're talking about.
What is it?
Did you ask me for?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Huh. Yeah, I don't remember the 10900K looking like that. Or the box. I had to doodle it. Oh, I believe I've gotten a text. Oh, they're gonna have to wait for the end of stream. Wait, what am I doing? Why? I swear I messed this up somehow. I'm gonna put it on the other side, actually. You know what? I've redecided. Sorry for messing you up with all my questions. No, it's the fun of streaming. You're not messing me up. You're enlightening me with talking of topics, and we're both learning stuff. That's why I like doing the streaming so much. It's fun to talk. Let's see. I just want to learn more about PCs. I'm glad that you want to as well. You're getting a huge upgrade in your system, and sounds like you're a PC gamer anyway, so yeah, it's good to learn. I remember when I first got into PCs, it was fun and exciting and cool. So, okay. Yeah, I think that's good for what I want to do here. This desk is a mess. I'm not used to building where I am right now. And then, let's see. I'm trying to think about how I want to route this. Probably get one of my smaller zip ties here. Yep, but I don't really have many games on Steam yet, so the PC was 99% watching YouTube and streams, lol. That's real. God, why is our Nightbot just talking so much? Nightbot, bruh. And I guess I'll route this here now. And then I'm wondering, okay. I think I'm gonna do this like this. I don't know a lot about PCs, but what is the topic of positive versus negative airflow pressure? I've heard it's hard to have a balanced airflow system. What are your thoughts? My thoughts are a little different than most of what I hear, but I prefer positive pressure. I don't know what the sentiment of what people prefer, per se. Or like what's more common to prefer. But the reason I prefer more positive air pressure is because if you have a water cooler like this, like with a radiator, that takes more pressure for the fans to blow through the radiator. It takes more force. There are static pressure optimized fans, like from Noctua, and then there are also, Noctua also makes flow optimized fans, because you need pressure for radiators and flow when you have very little resistance. So I prefer having positive pressure because it helps the fans on the radiator push out. And that's always good to just be focusing as much air through the rad as possible. If I can English today. My favorite game on Steam is Wallpaper Engine. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. I need a paper towel. Hold on, man. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Going from a i5 10400F 1650 TUF, 16 gigabytes of DDR4 to the giveaway PC. Still such a huge upgrade. What's your favorite dinosaur? Dude, I forgot that was the topic of stream, was Ask Me Anything. I don't know if I really have a favorite dinosaur. Probably T-Rex. Totally badass. Kind of normie pick. Actually, you know what? No. That's what makes a unique pick. No one picks the T-Rex because everyone thinks everyone picks the T-Rex when no one does. So, actually, I'm different for picking the T-Rex. I absolutely love building my own PCs. Have built several for the past 20 years or so, but my next PC will need to be a pre-built. I now have inflammatory polyarthritis, and it's affecting my hands more than anything. Oh, dude, I am sorry about that. That is a super unfortunate situation. Yeah, that is unfortunate. I wish you the very best through that, and I hope you find a good pre-built. But yeah, can I ask you questions? Shockingly, I think you know the answer to that. I'm a Triceratops lover myself. So true. Let's see. And then moving this through here. It's been a rough 2 years to say the least. Yeah. I wish you the very best of the best. Let's see. Gotta wire this up. If money wasn't a problem and you could have any components, past or new, what would your PC have in it? First of all, okay. Funny thing, I would probably get a 5090 Astral BTF edition, but not a BTF motherboard. The BTF editions are meant to be able to be plugged in through the motherboard, so you don't need a power cable on the GPU. It's kind of a neat thing, you can look it up. But I would want that one in a non-BTF board so I could just solder to the 12-volt pads, because they have the big pads on there, and those are literally just exposed 12-volt rails. So I could just solder whatever connector on there, just a thick rope of copper, and then just shunt mod it so it thinks it's always drawing 0 power, and then just have a 5090 that draws 1,000 watts or whatever, you know? Then I'd probably get a 99, actually no, I'd probably get a 285K from Intel. It's not the best choice for gaming performance, but it does look like a very fun overclocker. Motherboard, I'd get a Z890 Taichi OCF. I love that board. It's kind of complicated to explain why, but it has a lot of very cool features, including a hole in the CPU socket, so you can stick a thermal probe through there if you're doing liquid nitrogen overclocking. And then RAM, I'd probably get what was it? The G-Skill Trident Neo Royale. I don't like the look of it, which is why most people buy it, is for the look. I don't personally care much for it. But they have a 6000 CL24 version, insane for memory overclocking. And then, I mean, I don't think any other components really matter other than those. I'd just probably get crazy whatever power supply and crazy amounts of storage. Probably an SSD Lite-B Samsung 9100 Pro or whatever. But that is what I would do. Just an insane, fun overclocking setup. Actually, I'd probably need multiple power supplies. Because I'd probably custom water cool. Then I could easily get that GPU up to 1000 watts, I swear. If I did that. Then I need a voltage mod, I guess, but I'd need multiple power supplies. I'd also need to modify my wall outlet for that. But yeah, that's what I'd do. Well, you did say ask you anything, so I asked about asking, and you did. Has anyone else noticed that they did drop the KS line for the 285K. It is because it's not as fun to overclock, like the 14900 KS, 6.2 gigahertz. But the 285K, the big thing was efficiency, and they did that really well. If you look at binning benchmarks online, if you get the 285K and drop it down to like a third of the power, it retains like 80% of its performance. It's an insane efficiency CPU, but it's not very good at overclocking if you shove a ton of wattage into it and multipliers. So, literally anything. Have you ever eaten ants as a kid? I remember how it tastes like. I did not eat ants as a kid. I'm trying to. I feel like there's gotta been some. Oh, I used to eat dog food as a kid. The fucking kibble. Yeah, I used to do that when I was like, probably like 7 or 8 years old, probably younger. I remember that. That's the weirdest thing I ever ate as a kid. You know, the diet of champions. What he's saying is the Miku PC. I don't know if I'd want the Miku PC, because like that's the sort of thing where it's like, it's the problem I have right now, because I have the Evangelion PC, and except for a couple components, but it's like I would love to do these crazy mods, but not on a collectible GPU like that, you know, because that's like a very low quantity, very cool, pretty item, so I wouldn't want to massacre it, you know? But the Miku PC is beautiful. W macros... W macros on the dog food? What does that mean? W macros? Wait, let's see. There we go. And I need some antivirus info, please. My Norton antivirus is almost ran out. I'm thinking of moving about Microsoft Defender Windows 11 to save money. What do you think? Yeah, no, the default Microsoft Defender is great, legitimately. And